Belarus, a land of breathtaking castles, ancient churches, and eerie ruins. But beneath its beauty lies a darker side, a world where shadows move on their own, whispers echo in empty halls, and restless spirits roam. Tonight, we uncover the top 10 most haunted places in Belarus, where history and horror intertwine. Are you ready? First, Pishalowski Castle, Lukiska's prison, Minsk. In the heart of Minsk stands Pishalowski Castle, a menacing fortress that once held the most dangerous criminals and political prisoners. Its towering walls, built in the early 19th century, have absorbed centuries of pain, suffering, and untold horrors. Locals whisper that the prison is cursed, that the echoes of tortured souls still linger in its dark corridors. Guards and former inmates reported eerie footsteps, whispers in empty cells, and the chilling sensation of unseen eyes watching them. Some even claimed to see shadowy figures moving through the barred windows at night. Executions took place within these very walls, and many believe the restless spirits of the condemned still roam, seeking justice or revenge. Today, though abandoned, Pishalowski Castle remains a place of fear and legend. Even those who dare to approach say they feel an overwhelming sense of dread, as if the ghosts of the past are still waiting for someone to listen to their cries. Would you dare step inside? Second, Mir Castle, Mir. Shrouded in mist and mystery, Mir Castle stands like a forgotten sentinel, its ancient walls whispering secrets of centuries past. Built in the 16th century, this Gothic Renaissance fortress has seen war, betrayal, and death. But some say it has never truly been abandoned. The most chilling tale is that of a noblewoman buried alive within the castle's walls, a punishment for a forbidden love. On stormy nights, visitors report hearing her desperate cries echoing through the corridors. Strange shadows flicker in candlelight, doors slam shut without reason, and the temperature plummets suddenly, as if unseen hands are reaching from beyond. Some believe the spirits of fallen soldiers still march through the castle halls, their restless souls forever bound to the battlegrounds they once defended. Even the bravest who enter at night speak of an overwhelming presence, a force that watches and waits. Third, Nezvij Castle, Nezvij. Veiled in darkness and legend, Nezvij Castle stands as one of Belarus's most haunted places. Built in the 16th century, this grand fortress was home to the powerful Radziwiłł family, but it harbors a tragic secret, the curse of the Black Lady. Barbara Radziwiłł, once the beloved wife of King Sigismund II Augustus, was poisoned by those who despised their love. It is said that her tormented soul never left. Many have seen her spectral figure drifting through the halls, dressed in black mourning attire, her sorrowful eyes searching endlessly for peace. Some claim to hear her whispering in the dead of night, calling a name long forgotten by time. The castle itself seems alive. Portraits shift, doors creak open on their own, and unseen hands brush against those who wander too close. Even the bravest visitors admit to feeling an unshakable chill, as if an invisible presence lingers behind them, waiting, watching. 4. Kalkovo Cemetery, Minsk. Hidden beneath the shadows of ancient trees. The old cemetery of Minsk is a place where time stands still and the air hangs heavy with sorrow. Dating back centuries, this graveyard holds the remains of forgotten souls, some laid to rest, others forever restless. Locals speak of strange lights flickering between the tombstones, of whispers carried by the wind, calling names that no longer exist. The air grows colder near certain graves, and those who dare to walk alone at night report an unbearable feeling of being watched. Some claim to have seen ghostly figures drifting among the headstones, their hollow eyes glowing in the darkness. The most chilling legend tells of a grieving mother who still searches for her lost child. Witnesses have seen her weeping form, kneeling before an unmarked grave, only to vanish when approached. The deeper one ventures into the cemetery, the stronger the sense of unease, as if something unseen lurks just beyond the veil, waiting in the eternal silence. 5. Gomel Palace, Gomel. Once a symbol of power and grandeur, Gomel Palace now carries a far more unsettling reputation. Built in the late 18th century, this magnificent estate has witnessed centuries of wealth, betrayal, and untimely deaths. But some say the souls of the past never truly left. Visitors report hearing soft whispers echoing through the empty halls, as if unseen figures are engaged in an eternal conversation. Shadows flicker in the dim candlelight, moving when no one is there. In the dead of night, the sound of footsteps can be heard pacing through the ballroom, but the room stands empty. Some claim to have seen a woman in a white gown, standing at the palace windows, staring out with lifeless eyes before vanishing into the darkness. The eerie presence lingers strongest in the underground tunnels beneath the palace, where prisoners were once held in secret. The air is thick, suffocating, and those who enter often speak of an overwhelming sense of dread, an unseen force pressing against their chest, as if something is watching, waiting, just beyond the flickering light. 6. The Church of the Holy Trinity, Gerviati. Rising like a spectral giant from the mist, the Church of the Holy Trinity. In Gerviati is more than just a place of worship. It is a place of mystery, whispers, and lingering shadows. Built in the early 20th century, this Gothic masterpiece is said to hold secrets far older than its walls. Locals tell of ghostly figures drifting through the pews at night, their prayers barely audible, spoken in voices long lost to time. Candle flames flicker without wind, and the great church bells sometimes toll on their own, echoing through the empty village. Some who enter alone report an invisible presence behind them, an unseen force brushing against their skin like a breath from the beyond. The most chilling legend speaks of a wandering monk, eternally trapped between this world and the next. Those who have seen him say, his face is hidden beneath a hood, his footsteps silent on the stone floor. But when he turns, there is nothing beneath the cloak. Those who dare to look too long feel an unbearable cold creeping into their bones, a silent warning to leave before it's too late. 7. The ruins of Halshani Castle, Halshani. Once a grand fortress, Halshani Castle now stands in decay, its crumbling walls whispering tales of sorrow and unfinished vengeance. Built in the 17th century, it was home to the powerful Sapieha family, but something far darker lingers within its ruins. The most terrifying legend speaks of the Black Nun, a young woman who was cruelly sealed within the castle walls, buried alive as punishment for breaking sacred vows. On moonless nights, her shadow drifts through the ruins, a black figure moving silently across the stones. Some say she calls out to the living, her voice a ghostly echo of pain and longing. But she is not alone. Visitors have heard footsteps in the abandoned corridors, felt unseen hands brush against them, and seen glowing eyes peering from the darkness. Even in daylight, the ruins exude an unnatural chill, as if time itself has frozen, trapping the spirits of the past in an endless, restless wait. 8. Kosava Castle, Kosava. Once a symbol of aristocratic splendor, Kosava Castle now lies in eerie silence, its skeletal remains cloaked in fog and mystery. Built in the 19th century, this neo-Gothic mansion was meant to be a place of beauty, but instead, it became a place of despair. Legends tell of a nobleman who was murdered within these very walls, his blood staining the floors that no amount of time could wash away. His restless spirit still roams the ruins, a shadowy figure glimpsed in the flickering torchlight. Visitors report hearing whispers carried by the wind, soft, urgent, as if warning them to leave. Others have seen candlelit apparitions moving through the broken windows, their faces blurred, trapped between worlds. But the most unsettling presence lurks in the underground tunnels beneath the castle, an icy void where time seems to stand still. Those who dare to enter speak of an unbearable weight pressing upon their chest, unseen hands clutching at their skin, and the overwhelming sensation that they are no longer alone. 9. Brest Fortress, Brest. Once a stronghold of resilience and sacrifice, Brest Fortress now stands as a solemn reminder of the horrors of war. During World War II, countless soldiers and civilians perished within its walls, their final screams lost to time. But some say their spirits never left. At night, the air grows heavy with an unshakable presence. Soldiers patrolling the area have reported hearing phantom gunfire, distant cries of the wounded, and the rhythmic march of unseen battalions. Shadows shift along the fortress walls, moving as if trapped in an endless battle. Some have seen the ghostly figure of a lone soldier standing at the gates, his uniform tattered, his eyes hollow, watching, waiting, before fading into the mist. Deep within the fortress tunnels, an unnatural cold lingers, and those who dare to enter often feel an invisible force pressing against them, as if unseen hands are trying to pull them back. The echoes of the past refuse to be silenced, forever replaying a battle that will never end. 10. Dudutki Ethnographic Museum, Dudutki. By day, Dudutki Ethnographic Museum is a peaceful glimpse into Belarusian history, but by night, it transforms into something far more unsettling. The wooden houses, windmills, and cobbled pathways hold more than just relics of the past. They hold echoes of something unseen, something that refuses to be forgotten. Visitors have reported chilling whispers in empty rooms, the sensation of being watched from darkened corners, and the sudden drop in temperature, as if unseen hands were reaching from the past. Some have seen ghostly figures in old-fashioned peasant clothing, standing motionless beneath the moonlight before vanishing into thin air. The most terrifying stories come from those who have stayed overnight. The sound of footsteps pacing above, though no one is there. Objects moving on their own. Shadows flitting across candlelit walls. Some even claim to hear the distant ringing of a blacksmith's hammer, though the forge has long been abandoned. Whatever lingers here, it does not sleep. It watches, it waits, and it never truly leaves. These places are more than just stories. They are echoes of the past, forever haunting those who dare to listen. Would you visit these haunted locations, or is it safer to admire them from afar? If you enjoyed this journey into the paranormal, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more terrifying tales. Until next time, stay curious, stay brave, and beware the shadows.